Hello and welcome back to week 4 of Can I Monetize a Small YouTube Channel? Today I thought we'd first have a little chat about why everyone is flocking to YouTube. So before we get into the numbers, let's have a little chat. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm consuming less. I like to call it flat social media. So it's things like flat graphics. It's just a picture that somebody's taken accompanied by a few words, or they've just checked in here. You know, we did it the other day. We went to the theatre and we just checked in, we're watching a comedian and this is where we are. And it's becoming a little bit mundane and boring. And all we're really seeing on those platforms is stuff from the same friends and family, and it's really a closed circle. We're not exploring anything new. Then we go on to like another phase where it's all sponsored posts that we're also seeing. So if we're talking about, for example, buying a car or going on holiday, we start seeing more and more of those posts. Now with YouTube, it's a little bit different. It kind of works, the algorithm is working a little bit in a similar way, but it's showing you more content that you're interested in. So for example, I follow this lady on YouTube, she's called Cheney, and she is Australian and she's moved to Japan, and I just love watching all her videos. I find them really entertaining. I'm learning more and more about Japan and I just really like them. So it starts showing me more things about people who are living in Japan. But with Facebook and Instagram, I find that it's a real closed circle of what I'm seeing, and I'm not really exploring anything new. And I find myself coming off the app after a couple of minutes and I'm finding it really boring. Or I'm seeing posts from 2 days ago or 3 weeks ago and I'm thinking, oh God, this is just so boring. Part of the problem, I think, with Instagram and Facebook is there's more scrollers than creators. And in this age now, social media want and need us for their own survival to be creators. But can you imagine a world on social media where nobody creates anything? But they don't. You know, I get people coming up to me saying, oh, I saw you doing a post about this, or I saw you talking about that. It was really interesting. And I think, God, I don't see you posting anything, or you never comment, you never post anything yourself. And I think, like, it's just weird the way it all works. But I do find myself spending less and less time creating content and spending time on places like Facebook and Instagram. And I used to really love them, but I'm finding I'm spending, oh, I missed a blooming parking space there. But I'm finding I spend more and more time now on YouTube. Let's see if I can go back and get that space. I'm going to go all around the houses. In this village, we've got a train station and the gates are down anyway, so I'd have to go around the block. Also, the other thing with Facebook is I'm just seeing so much group content at the moment, and a lot of it is like local news. Obviously, it depends what groups you're in, but there's a lot of moaning and whinging. So we've got like groups for the estate, and I suppose there's nothing else really for them to talk about except picking up your own dog poo, kids cycling around on bikes with the hoods up, what day you put your bin out, and just real random stuff that I've just really not got much interest in. So I'm finding there's more and more of this kind of group culture coming in on Facebook now. Instagram, I'm just finding it's just boring. I don't know. And that's not like me, because I really love Instagram and I used to really love Instagram. But I'm finding the push more towards YouTube now. And I think for a lot of people, it's given them, like me, the opportunity to start a YouTube channel and to talk about what they're interested in. So many people now want multiple streams of income and they want passive income. And I think YouTube really offers them that on a plate. I've been using social media for years and I've never seen the opportunity really to monetize. Yeah, I've sold things on there, I've sold services or products, but I've never managed to generate an income, and I've never really thought about it until probably very recently on YouTube. So I feel like Facebook, in a way, is like yesterday's news, whereas I feel with YouTube, there's a lot more opportunities for evergreen content on that. And by evergreen, I mean like the trees are green all year round, and so is that content. So it doesn't really matter as long as that content is relevant to whoever's searching for it, then it's still relevant. And that's the thing I love. When I look at my analytics every week on a Sunday and I see people are still watching a video I made last August about a restaurant or Manchester Airport VIP lounge, and they're still watching that every week, and I think, God, that's just incredible. Whereas I've created posts last year on Instagram and Facebook and no one is going back to look at them, believe me. So YouTube isn't just another social media platform, it's a window into real life experience. It's like unfiltered stories, and it's a real way to escape repetitive scroll. So if you're wondering too why everyone is flocking to YouTube, I've come up with 7 steps why I think everybody is. So join me and let's dive in. Hello and welcome to the study. Now, in the car, we were talking why I think YouTube is becoming really, really popular and why it's now become my go to platform. And I think there's 7 reasons why YouTube is better than other platforms, and I'm going to whiz through them now for you. Visual engagement. I think nowadays people are bored of just seeing static posts and a paragraph of words. They want to be more immersive. They're buying into storytelling, learning, and let's face it, it's a source of entertainment, isn't it? On demand content. You can find out anything you want. Now, my friend recently needed a new headlight changing in her car, and her husband worked away. So she bought the headlight online, got sent to her. The headlight arrived, and she went, I've never changed the headlight before. I don't know what to do. I was like, just get yourself on YouTube and have a look. And literally within 10 minutes, she'd found a video, she changed the headlight, all done and dusted, and she was back in the house. And I think that's pretty incredible. You couldn't do that on Facebook, let's face it, could you? We're going on holiday this month now, so quite exciting. And I wanted to learn a little bit more about the ship, so I just went onto YouTube and typed in the name of the ship that we're going on, and bingo, a lovely video came up with a gentleman doing a full walk around the ship, and I could see it. And I thought, that's really great, and it really put my mind at rest. So, on demand content, you can find anything you want whenever you want, and it's just brilliant. Authenticity. There's something about YouTube that is so different from Facebook and Instagram. That seems like you can really polish that up. You can pick the best pictures, you can spend time thinking about what you write, and you don't push send until the end. This can be pretty raw on YouTube. I think I've done a couple of videos today, and this morning, I wasn't all made up and all dolled up. In fact, I was just driving around in my car with my hair all scraped back, and that was it. And people accept that, and people want that now. It's really raw but relatable, and it really helps us to connect with our audiences. A global reach, we don't get that on Facebook, do we? Did you know YouTube have 2.7 billion monthly active users? It gives us creators such a massive opportunity to get a greater reach to a global audience without spending fortunes on ads. The strength of the algorithm on YouTube is like nothing I've ever seen before, and it's certainly something you don't get on Facebook. If you're interested in something in particular, then YouTube wants to keep you there. It's going to show you more of that content, and it remembers everything you've been watching. So if you like something in particular, it's going to recommend something else similar to you to get you hooked and to get you interested. Let's face it, they want to keep us on this platform longer. And it's not just big creators that we're seeing their content as well, it's small creators. So if you're a new small creator, you stand an amazing chance of being able to reach out and to find a new audience. A shift from social platforms. Now, there's something called evergreen content, and I don't know whether you've ever heard this term before. And like trees that are evergreen all year, we have certain types of content that are also evergreen. So it doesn't really matter when you watch them, it's always going to be relevant. So, for example, like my friend who needed a headlamp changing in her car. If you need a headlamp changing in your car, it doesn't matter where or when, you're still going to search that and possibly find that same video. The problem is with content that we're creating for our own platforms, it's our daily life and no one's really searching that kind of content. So, for example, if you're interested in creating content for YouTube and hopefully getting monetized, then you might have been shown this video because I've got quite a few videos in a playlist all around the same kind of topic about monetization. And finally, number 7, the big one, monetization. I have to say, when I looked at the partnership program for monetization for YouTube, I was slightly blown away because it's easy to understand, it's straightforward, we know what we've got to do, whereas on other channels, it's really quite complicated and it just doesn't make sense and it's really not easy to do. And I do think everybody has that potential in them. You know how like some people say, oh, I've got a book in me, I could write a book about this, write a book about that. Let's just talk about it on YouTube because people are searching online for answers. So let's put it on here. So these 3 things I think make YouTube stand out from other social media platforms. They're giving us a real leg up to do this for ourselves and get going. So if you want a YouTube channel, there's no better time to start than today. Okay, it's time to look at our analytics for week 4. On this slide, you can see that we're now up to 446 subscribers. Honestly, I don't know what on earth was going on this week, but my subscribers took an absolute dive last week. I think I must have lost about 15 subscribers. I'm really not sure what was going on. And it just took a dive and I'm like, oh no, what on earth is going on? And then it kind of got to Wednesday and then they started going up again. I was like, whew, thank goodness for that. So we're back up to 446, which is an increase this week of 7 subscribers. Now, really, I'm trying to aim at getting 19 a week, but like I say, I did lose loads and I've really no clue why. But anyway, I'm just pleased to have gained 7, really. Watch time hours this week is 2,302. So that's an increase of 56.7 in the last 7 days. So interesting, I haven't really had one video in particular that has done amazing, but I have seen people commenting on really old videos. So from like last summer, I've got a video that I did in a restaurant in Porto del Carmen called Casa Cabana, and every week that just seems to just climb and people keep watching the videos and keep commenting. It's lovely. And also another one that's just gets loads of views every week. When I say loads of views, I'm talking probably 20 to 50, but it's something, isn't it? Is the airport one that I did in the VIP lounge, the 1903. And honestly, I'm just so surprised every week. And when I look at the analytics of this, the angle of the graph is just constantly on an incline. So that's really interesting. So yeah, at least my subscribers and my watch time hours is up this week. And also I have increased by 767 views. So I'm pleased about that. So my top 7 videos this week have been juggling the 9 to 5, which was a video I probably did over a week ago about starting a new job. Number 2 is, am I too old to start over in a new job? Number 3 is my 4-month update on GLP-1 medication. Number 4 is the 1903 lounge at Manchester Airport. Number 5 is starting my GLP-1 journey. Number 6 is Casa Cabana, a restaurant in Lanzarote. And number 7 is monetizing week 3. So they've been the top 7 videos this week. Now I am trying to get 77 watch time hours a week and an extra 19 subs, and I failed at that this week. But you know what? It's just a target, isn't it? It's not been a brilliant week, but it's something. So we're still chipping away at it. We're still going for it. So that's it for this week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you're finding some elements of this video about monetization interesting, because it's a topic that I find really interesting. I still haven't managed to get out and do any kind of filming in public where I'm on my own with the camera talking and there's people around me and I'm not necessarily talking to them. I do keep saying every week, oh yeah, I am going to do that, but I just don't get around to doing it, or I talk myself out of doing it. So I'm working on that in my head, just not on here. But you know, when push comes to shove and we go on holiday, I'm just going to have to do it, aren't I? I would really love to do a tour of the ship when we get on the ship. Yeah, there's just so much that we're planning to do when we go on holiday, and I'm really looking forward to it and I can't wait. And yeah, let's just hope I've learned enough in the last couple of months, because that's the reason really why I wanted to do this vlogging and get the camera and learn a little bit more about what I'm doing and how to use it before I go, because I do want to vlog about my holiday, because when we go on holiday, we just take pictures, never get them processed anymore, and they just sit on a camera somewhere. We don't look at them. But I feel like if I put it on YouTube, then that's quite nice, isn't it? You know, we can watch back at the highlights and things. And yeah, I just think that's like kind of really nice. So that's my aim for going on holiday. We've got a couple of really interesting tours planned. One of them involves elephants, temples, floating markets, and just some other random stuff as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to shoot off because I've got loads to do. Thank you very much for joining me in this video today. I hope you're finding monetization an interesting subject, and you know, if you're thinking I'd like to do that, or I'd like to create a passive income stream, you know, for me it's not happening now, but I'm hoping in the future it will be for me. And you know, even if it's just a few pennies to help me replace a bit of equipment and to get better and to learn, then you know, I'm all for that. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you next week. Bye.